morning, everybody. How's everybody doing in this unseasonably warm February morning? I had something on my mind for a very, very long time here, and that basically is involving technology and the way that we learn technology into our senior years. Now, I am not remotely close to my senior years just yet, but I am certainly out of my extreme youth. And one thing I've never quite understood is why the older people have such a difficult time with technology, whereas younger people don't. And I couldn't quite figure it out because there's no, mental or there's no physical limitation preventing them from learning new technology and using new technology. There just seems to be this theme of older people not mentally wanting to bother to take the time to learn. And then even then, I know some who want to learn or claim they want to learn, but just struggle with it. And I've never quite figured that out. But I have a theory that I'm going to share with you guys. And I want to hear your theory. See if we can maybe shed some light on this. So my theory is that it does boil down to use and frequency of use and actual real desire for the use of the new technology. And the reason that the youth is really quick to adopt and happy to be an early adopter, whereas the seniors are not, is because as we grow and mature through life, we develop systems of efficiency. We do things a certain way because we've been doing it for 10, 15 years. And we've learned that this is the most efficient way for us to get this task done. It could be taxes. It could be that you have developed a system throughout the entire year. You take your receipts and put them in a certain place. You do this with your W-2s, and you know exactly in your brain, this is what I got to do. And you put everything in a manila envelope and you drop it off at H&R Block, and then you're done the next week. And that system works for you. So to go from that to H&R Block Online or to TurboTax or something like that is a dramatic shift. And even though TurboTax Online may be more convenient than the way that you do it, you're already so good at using your slightly less convenient system that it would be extremely inconvenient for you to learn this new system. You don't want to. And that's true of everything that you do. You're so used to organizing your photos in a certain way. You're so used to listening to music in a certain way that you don't want to adopt. And what made me think about this is, for example, I'm on an antiquated system. I'm still on an iPod Classic. And frankly, I hate it. I've always hated it. The only thing I like about the iPod Classic is that I've got 80 gigabytes of storage right there. And it was the only efficient way, the only cost-effective way for me to store all of my music on one device. The other items like the Zune, they died out. I can't think of the other one, but any other portable music device player was either limited to like 20 gigabytes, or it came and went flash in the pan before any of my iPod Classics. Only one of them actually died. But iTunes and the way that it handles podcasts and audiobooks, and the fact that if I pick up one song, I can't stand it. But I'm still using it because it's more convenient than the alternative. And now I'm entrenched. Now I do have an option, an alternative. I could get a 64 gigabyte, which would be enough, micro SD card, throw that puppy in there, and then all my music locally. But I'm so entrenched with iTunes that I'm kind of just saying, well, I have no gumption to learn a new system right now because the system that I have works fine. And the pain of me going through a new system is going to outweigh any benefits I may get. Now, I can see on the horizon something's coming. The iPod battery is not lasting as long as it did, so something is going to happen where that iPod's not going to work anymore. I'm going to need to do something. Now, here's the question. If I was so entrenched in the iPod, would I go to extreme lengths to make sure I can continue using the iPod because it's what I'm used to? Or would I go ahead and try and adopt and learn a new technology? So Here's where I'm coming to what I'm not entirely sure about. In addition to having our systems that we develop as we age and using those systems and technology just not fitting, like cloud music just does not fit in to my music system perfectly. That's why I like to keep my local storage device. In addition to that, is there there's definitely something else, and that's how busy you are. Sometimes youth will adopt new technology simply because they got the time to do it, without dinks or even more youthful than that, college students. Seems like they've just got the time and the gumption to learn these things. The responsibility level is rather low. As you have children and take on more responsibilities, you have less free time and more things that you want to do with your free time. Like, do I really want to learn a new system, or would it be better for me to go out and take a run, or to read a book, watch a movie? Like, well, which one do I want to do? And if you consistently choose, so here's where I'm getting at. If you consistently choose to not learn new technology because it doesn't fit in with your systems, will you lose the ability to make that choice as you do get older and as you move in towards empty nest age or retirement age? I'm not sure. That's what I'm not sure about. So I like the idea of always being able to adopt and try new technology. I learn and use Snapchat from time to time, but frankly, I can't stand the fact that the pictures aren't saved on my phone, so I have no record of what I did, so I hardly ever use it. The only time I use it is when I don't want a record, which is never, so I don't use it. But I did bother to take the time to learn and figure it out. But then there was a piece of me that said, but the buttons are all in the wrong spot. It's not intuitive at all. So maybe that's it. Right? So Snapchat's just either A, trying something different, or B, they understand a paradigm shift in mentality for GUIs and have developed something new, and if we don't stay on board with it, we're not going to be able to learn the new ones. So should you bother? Maybe you just need to bother to learn something new about once a year. Just pick up something and figure it out once a year. Try something new. I'm also constantly asking questions of the youth. How do you do these simple mundane tasks? Because man, I got good at it. Like how I maintain my cars, I figured that out. So I'm asking the youth, maybe there's a social media app. Shoot, I shouldn't even tell you guys this. This could be the new thing. Social media app for car maintenance. You check in a Jiffy Lube. Got my oil changed. All right, 1,000 points. Now you're level 4, sucker. Oh, that could be cool. That could be cool. Get sponsorships, and this sponsorship, Midas. Go to Midas this week for 20% off your routine maintenance, whatever. Anyway, constantly trying to learn some kind of new technology. Maybe there's a new, better way to do these things. But my biggest concern is frankly, I like technology a lot when it fits and I can use it and it's got a purpose. I don't like it just for the flash in the pan aspect of it. I love Dropbox, and when Dropbox first came out, that was the bee's knees, because I got really tired. I got good at hooking up my Palm device to my computer and organizing my photos, but Dropbox did that for me. All of my files and photos that were essential were right there, and all the photos that were not essential were put there long enough for me to grab them and drop them, put them where they need to be. So Dropbox, that was the bee's knees, man. Cat's pajamas. Anywho, just about to the office. I could probably gab on about this topic for a very long time, but as always, I want to hear your opinion. Are you youthful, and are you tired of this guy was not paying any attention at all? He was looking all the way to the right, making sure nobody was coming. He looked to the right for a good 10 seconds while I crept up towards him. He said, "Nope, nobody on my right," and he just pulled right out. That's a good thing I was paying attention. So, okay, pop quiz, hotshot. What piece of media is this quote from? It takes 2 bad drivers to cause an accident. If you can tell me what piece of pop culture that's from, I'm going to mail you something. But I have no idea what. So first person to tell me this. And I'll put a statute of limitations on that. You got 6 months to do that. So 6 months from today, if you can tell me where that's from, I will mail you something of some kind of value. I have no idea what it'll be, but it'll be something interesting.